friends.
Hi friends, I'm Jake.
And I'm Miss.
And you're watching Board Down Under. We just got done playing Ankh for the first time, two-player game. We're just going to chat about our initial thoughts on the game, really.
Yeah, after one playthrough. Do you want to start? What are you?
Sure.
Favourite parts of the game, maybe?
Look, I mean, just very, very quickly. So Ankh's an area control game. Moving dudes on a map and moving dudes on a map, taking control, earning devotion or victory points to kind of win the game. That's kind of a quick summary of what it is. I'm pleasantly surprised. So it's in the trilogy of Blood Rage and Rising Sun, which are two games. Eric Lang's designed, all three of them, or co-designed. And look, they're all very, very similar, but also different. And I would say
different enough. I don't think it felt too the same, but there was some elements that were similar.
Yep. So there's not really any drafting in this, so it separates itself from Blood Rage there. But it's got some card play, which Blood Rage does have. Rising Sun has less or sort of none of that. I'm not exactly sure now that I'm thinking about it. Can't remember too much. Whether there are surprise cards in Blood Rage, I think there might be a little. Sorry, not Blood Rage, Rising Sun. Now I'm getting super confused. It feels like it's a split between the two of them, and honestly, I quite liked it. I felt like Rising Sun, there's a bit too much bluffing, and I get a bit lost in Rising Sun. Blood Rage, I do really enjoy Blood Rage. It feels a bit more structured. I love the drafting. I mean, I think a lot of people think that Blood Rage is sort of the better of those two games. I really enjoyed this. I found it ramped up. The game arc went really well. It felt fun to play. I started it going, what am I doing? Where am I going? And then within just a couple of rounds, it felt like it was flowing fairly smoothly for me. I enjoyed it. We only played 2 players.
Yeah. I
think it's going to be vastly different the more players that you kind of add, and so I'm really excited to give that a crack before I really know, do I like this or sort of don't I like this? But off the bat, I think I had a lot of fun. How about you?
Yeah, I agree. I had a lot of fun. I liked using the cards for the battle, and having the same deck of cards as your opponent. You're trying to predict what they're going to play and what you should play to counter that. And I was surprised at the amount of times we played the same card. It seemed to keep happening. It was just funny when it did. It was like, I knew you were going to play that. I should have done the other one. That was the one that would have countered it better. So I really enjoyed that aspect of it. Putting the camels down to build the different territories and sort of the strategy behind where do I want to separate it and that there was a lot going on in the game, and while at the start it felt a little bit overwhelming just from reading the rules and how much was going to be involved, it really did flow quite easily when we started playing. The turns between us happened really quick. You have your 2 actions, and if nothing else has happened on the tracker, then that's your turn done, and it can flow really quick that way. I enjoyed the character that I played and the power that she had. She was one that could protect her other companions when she was standing next to enemies, and even in a 2-player game where there was only my characters and your characters, it felt like there was so many times when my characters were in those positions that just because they're standing next to yours they can be saved. So I imagine when you do play with 3, 4, 5 players, as you said, it's going to ramp up a lot and play out quite differently, but the power I had still worked well even in a 2-player game. Fun to see that each god that you play with has its own unique power. That's cool. We've only played with the 2 of them, but again, looking forward to playing with more of those. I don't think any of the powers felt super broken, as in, playing with them, they were cool, but it didn't feel like they were game changing, I guess, or I don't know. It didn't seem like they were hugely impactful. The other thing, I love, obviously everyone loves putting giant miniatures on the board and, running around with big stompy people. But again, they didn't feel massively impactful. Yeah, because they only had the one the 1 health or the 1 power.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like, oh, you've got this big thing and it's worth 10 and I'm never going to be able to kill you. Like, it had a special ability, which was cool, but it didn't feel too powerful that I'd never be able to defeat it.
Yep. Yeah, and I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the tech tree. I enjoyed, just being able to move around the board pretty quickly. You've got 3 movements, so you know.
And you can move all your characters.
Yeah.
You're not limited to how many characters get to move.
I liked the action event sort of area, and that balance of like, okay, I can cut my opponent off from being able to do much on their turn by messing with that action track. I like how that really limits you in what you want to do.
It makes it a very strategic game, and not just that, just all the elements put together. There are so many choices and options that it's
I imagine that going up 3+ players, it becomes a lot more hectic, and some of what I felt was strategic in a 1 versus 1, because you're really predicting what your opponent's going to do in their game plan. The more people you add, the harder that gets to predict what's going on with everyone and that sort of stuff. One thing I'll mention just before kind of wrapping up is getting through the rule book seemed not really like a chore, but it felt like, oh my gosh, there's so much going on in this game. But when we actually sat down and started to play this, at least for myself, I felt like it was super smooth. So in terms of complexity, despite the rulebook feeling lengthy, I mean, I pulled it out of the box and I was like, holy crap, there must be scenarios in here. And then there was a scenario book and I went, oh wow, that's a lot of rules. But actually most of what's in there is examples of how a turn might play out, and big images for to depict what's actually happening. So wasn't too bad. Was still a bit lengthy to get through, but once you actually get into the game, it really did flow super quick. I think having someone that can actually teach you the game is going to be hugely beneficial, because I think it will remove, like you could, I imagine you could get up and running with this game pretty quickly, I think. Look, that's my initial thoughts. Overall, I did actually really enjoy this playthrough at 2 players. Kind of can't give any kind of score or anything on it like that. It's not a proper review.
Play it a few more times before we do, and looking forward to playing it again and with more players next time to give it that variation.
Yeah, me too. All right, awesome. Thanks very much, guys. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
See ya.